Let us talk about 4 of the most quietly violent words that can be spoken to a person. You write too sensitive. It's not a physical blow, but it lands like one. A sharp, stinging slap to the soul. It's a phrase that is wielded with such casual frequency, yet it is a masterclass in psychological erasure. It's the ultimate conversation ender, the perfect tool for emotional evasion. And if you have heard it enough times, you know the insidious magic it performs. In an instant, it makes you, the recipient of the hurt, into the perpetrator of the problem. Your pain is no longer valid. Your reality is now a fiction. Your reaction is the flaw, not the action that caused it. This is for you. For the one who has been told your feelings are too much. For the one who has been called dramatic, an overreactor, the one who needs to lighten up. This is for the one who has learned to doubt the very ground of your own emotional world, who has learned to apologize for your tears, to swallow your anger, to shrink your heart to a more manageable, more convenient size. I am here to tell you that you read too sensitive is one of the most profound and manipulative lies you have ever been told. It is a piece of propaganda designed to protect the fragile from the powerful. And in this story, your sensitivity is not your fragility, it is your power. So let us together dismantle this lie, piece by piece, and reclaim the beautiful, powerful truth of who you are. The first thing you must understand is that when someone tells you you read too sensitive, they are not giving you an accurate diagnosis of your character. They are giving you a full-blown confession of their own limitations. It is a subconscious admission that says, I do not have the emotional depth, the courage, or the capacity to meet you where you are. Your feeling is making me uncomfortable, and I do not have the tools to handle my own discomfort. Therefore, the problem must be you. It is the emotional equivalent of a person who lives in a teacup telling the ocean it is too wet. Their statement is not a reflection of your reality. It is a reflection of the smallness of their container. They are asking you to shrink to fit their world because they are terrified of entering yours. The second, and more sinister truth, is that this phrase is a classic and highly effective tool of emotional manipulation and gaslighting. It is a way to avoid accountability. Think about it. If a person's careless words or actions have hurt you, and you express that hurt, they have 2 choices. They can look inward, acknowledge their impact, and apologize. This requires maturity, humility, and strength. Or they can choose the easier path. They can make your reaction the problem. By telling you you're too sensitive, they skillfully shift the focus from their behavior to your character. Suddenly, they are off the hook. They don't have to apologize or change their behavior, because the real issue is your flawed, over-the-top reaction. It's a brilliant strategy. It silences you, it confuses you, and it slowly, insidiously teaches you not to trust your own feelings. Over time, you stop saying, "What you did hurt me." You start asking, "Am I crazy for feeling this way?" And that is exactly where the manipulator wants you to be. And this leads to the third and most heartbreaking purpose of the lie. It is a demand for your self-erasure. Underneath the 4 words, "You're too sensitive," there is a hidden, unspoken command. Your feelings are inconvenient for me. They are messy. They require me to be thoughtful and accountable. Please make them go away. Be smaller. Be quieter. Be less. Amputate the parts of you that feel deeply so that I can exist more comfortably. It is a request for you to perform a spiritual and emotional suicide for their convenience. And for so many of us who are raised to be good, to be accommodating, to be pleasers, we obey. We learn to cut off the parts of ourselves that are deemed too much. We learn to build a dam to hold back the ocean of who we are, letting out only a tiny, manageable trickle, so as not to overwhelm the teacups around us. And we live with the constant, exhausting pressure of holding back that dam, which leads to anxiety, to depression, to a profound sense of being a stranger to ourselves. Let's reframe this trait they have taught you to be ashamed of and see it for what it truly is. A form of genius. A superpower. So let's stop talking about their lie, and let's start talking about your truth. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a finely calibrated instrument of perception. You are a human seismograph. While others are walking on the surface, oblivious, you are feeling the subtle tremors of the emotional world. You feel the unspoken tensions in a room. You hear the sadness behind a cheerful "I'm fine." You notice the flicker of pain in someone's eyes that everyone else misses. This is not you imagining things. This is a higher form of intelligence. It is the wisdom of the body, the intuition of the heart. You are picking up on the data that others are not equipped to receive. They called you too sensitive because you were detecting a truth they were not ready to acknowledge. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is the experience of life in high fidelity. Imagine the world is playing a beautiful, complex piece of music. Most people are listening to it on a tiny, tinny transistor radio. They hear the basic melody, but it's flat, distant, and lacks depth. But you were born with a state-of-the-art, surround sound, high-fidelity sound system. You hear everything. You hear the soaring treble of pure joy. You feel the deep, resonant bass of sorrow that vibrates in your bones. You perceive every intricate harmony, every subtle nuance, every bittersweet chord. And yes, sometimes the volume of it all is overwhelming. Sometimes the sorrow is so deep it feels like it will break you. But the joy is also more transcendent. The love is more profound. The connection is more electric. They are asking you to turn down your music so it doesn't disturb them, but you are not meant to listen to life on a tiny radio. You were built to experience the full, breathtaking, and sometimes painful symphony. Your sensitivity is the very root of your greatest gifts. It is the wellspring of your empathy. It is the engine of your creativity. It is the compass of your intuition. It is the foundation of your capacity for deep, meaningful connection. The world's healers, its artists, its poets, its visionaries, its most compassionate souls, they were not the thick-skinned, they were the sensitive ones. They were the ones who allowed the pain and beauty of the world to break their hearts open, and then they used that openness to create, to heal, to connect. Your sensitivity is not your shame, it is your contribution. So, I want you to speak for a moment to the small child within you, the one who first heard these words, the one who cried and was told they were being a baby, the one who felt a great wave of anger and was told they were being dramatic, the one who was so full of joy they could burst and was told to calm down. I want you to look that child in the eyes and tell them the truth they always deserved to hear. Your feelings were never wrong. They were the perfect, logical, and beautiful response to the world you were living in. Your tears were the right amount. Your anger was justified. Your joy was magnificent. You were never, ever too much. The healing journey is not about becoming less sensitive. It is not about growing a thicker skin. That is a betrayal of your own nature. The healing journey is about learning to become a fierce and loving protector of your own sensitive heart. It is about building a sanctuary for your gift. This means learning to set boundaries, understanding that it is not your job to shrink for anyone. It means choosing to share your high-fidelity world with people who also appreciate music, not with those who demand silence. It means learning to trust your own emotional reality, even if no one else can validate it. Your feelings are your own infallible compass, pointing you toward your own truth. The next time someone has the audacity to call you too sensitive, you can silently smile to yourself, because you have learned the code. You know what they are really saying is, you are too perceptive, you are too honest, you are too alive, you are too brave to numb yourself to the world. And your capacity to feel deeply is making my own numbness feel uncomfortable. It was never a diagnosis of your weakness. It was a testament to your strength. So feel it all, the heartbreaking, the breathtaking, the magnificent, the mundane. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is the ticket to a richer, deeper, more meaningful life. It is your art. It is your magic. It is the truest, most beautiful thing about you. Don't you dare erase it for anyone. If you have ever been called too sensitive, and you are ready to reclaim it as a superpower, share a thought in the comments. Let's create a space where sensitivity is celebrated. And if this resonated with you, please subscribe to continue exploring the truths of the heart. You are not too sensitive. You are perfectly, beautifully, and powerfully alive.